In a place called Hobbytown, there are all manner of collectors. He's a cantankerous commenter who is decidedly fresh to the hobby.
What do you say there, liver lips?
And he's a country gentleman, getting by on good old-fashioned Southern charm.
But when I'm with my cards, I am carefree like a 12-year-old.
Can two vintage card collectors coexist in conversation without driving each other crazy?
The Cracked Ice House treasures Kaboomy.
Kaboomies.
Kaboomy, one of one.
You got to get some Southern drawl in this YouTube community, man.
This is Hobby Talk with the Odd Couple, Tony the Southern Collector and Mike Petty.
Mike Petty.
How are you there, Beaver Feet? Happy joy. Good to see you, my handsome friend.
Yes, sir. We got a big one on tap tonight, man.
Oh, we're jam-packed.
Yes.
I got a lot to say, and I got a lot of aggression.
Yeah, so let's go through the lineup. We're going to talk a little bit about auction houses. We're going to talk about, are we curators, or what was the word here? Accumulator.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to talk about our collecting lanes. We're going to show 5 happy cards. It's kind of like what was it, Bob Ross, the little happy.
Yeah, the best
happy cards. Yeah. You recently did a submission where you changed some stuff over from SGC to PSA. We're going to look at the results. And then we've got best move and worst move of our hobby.
Well, I'm excited to show those with you, boy. They're bad. They're bad. Oh boy,
guys, you got to stay tuned for the Petty Minute. He's even got props tonight. He's got diagrams. You are not gonna want to miss this. So
it's gonna be good.
It's gonna be.
It may go over a minute. I can't guarantee it's gonna be only a minute. There's a lot.
We'll see. I'll still do my clock.
That thing ain't gonna be worth shit by the time I get done with it. All right, that sounds good.
So, Michael, we both have been known to buy a few things on an auction, and it gets a little confusing. There's been a little bit of hubbub about auctions, and
you don't say. Tell me more.
I mean, it's been driven in the ground.
We've
heard it till you're blue in the face. Our buddy Greg Miller did a video talking about what are some of the things we can do to solve the problem. And I really appreciate him trying to say, look, quit complaining about it. Let's do something about it. So I get that.
It's time to move on. It's funny. We started that our last episode. We were one of the first ones to comment.
No, we weren't one of them. We were the first.
Oh, we were the first. And nobody gives us any credit because we didn't go too far off. I mean, I was a little harsh, but I gave Jimmy the Greek back at the benefit of the doubt. His name will come up possibly in the Petty Minute. We'll see, because there's going to be some special.
As far as the auction house, we know our buddy Vintage Dan. He's marked a couple of them off his list. He just won't use them.
He always did. He's had them off his list.
Yeah, and listen, I think that's awesome.
Me too. We should have followed suit.
But I haven't. Have you?
Well, I am going to do so now. I mean, because I like to stand for something, and the thing is like, we know what we're getting into when you bid at the auction houses. We always joke, hey, you want the card? I got to set a record sometime if the card's nice, and it's kind of part of doing business. We know it's happening. I think that it's just that it's been the attitude has been so flippant, but it really is rampant when you think about eBay, and that's where it starts from. With Schilstein, for instance, I mean, we know he was doing it, but you have the DC Sports, you have the Four Square Corners, you have all these co-signers. Or these third-party companies that take cards, and darn well that everybody's shilling their stuff with them. They send it to them, and then it's just real easy to shill it. And so if you don't think that's going on everywhere, it's just silly. And I swore Schilstein off years ago, but then what did I do when I wanted those home run derby cards? I went right back in, so here I'm a guy that normally really stands for something. But like they said, the stuff sometimes trumps all. I think I'm going to be more cautious this year for sure. I'm just not going to allow it because
Yeah.
I've already gotten my teeth kicked in way too many times. And the auction houses, Heritage, I'm going to give them a break. REA, they deserved a break. Memory Lane, they're very deserving of a break. I'll look at Love of the Game.
Wait a minute. Deserving of a break. What do you mean? You're going to break away from them, or
Well,
you're
no,
going to
no,
give them a break?
I'm going to give them a break. No, I'm going to give them a break by not bidding on any of their stuff. I'm not even going to
Okay.
look at it because I don't really care. I'm not in the market. I mean, I'm really in the market right now for two major cards, and if I see them there, I'm not going to go out on a limb there and just because there's cards that everybody wants, and if I'll buy them in person, maybe at a show or maybe through Ash or somebody who can get it for me at the right time. I'm just not going to be into spending $50,000 to $100,000 for a card right now.
So here's what I did. I watched John 3D80 Kid. He did the one where he talked about the different auction houses. He did the spreadsheet on the different rules they had.
Mhm.
And he showed that Heritage, that consigners can bid on their own lots. And that pissed me off so bad that I actually took action. And I
Yeah.
fired off an email to the top 4 guys in the vintage card world at Heritage and basically lambasted them and told them that was, not what they should be doing. It's not a moral way to act. And, I just let them have it. I said, it's one thing that you're allowing the house to bid. That's horrible too. But let's just tackle the most important thing first, that you're allowing people to shield their cards. And then he come back. He actually answered my email that day. And Chris Ivy's his name.
Yeah, he's a big shot. Oh boy,
He's a big dude.
He's probably at the hobby dinners with Beckett and all the big shots.
I told him how much I spent last year at Heritage, or in the last 2 years. So I got some skin in the game. It was, a substantial amount of money, and 5 figures. And
I've spent 5 figures with him in 2 months.
Yeah, I said I'm having second thoughts on if I want to buy your stuff anymore because of this. And he came back and said, well, I don't know where you got that information, but consigners cannot bid on their own cards. It's against the computer program we got will not allow it. He said, I don't know where you've heard that. He said, that's not true. They can't do it. We do allow people who work here to bid an auction because they're collectors too. And if they want a card, they should be free to get the card. But, and then I came back and asked a question. I said, well, then how, and I started asking specific questions and he answered me. It made me feel better about Heritage. I know the rules now. And so I feel better. There's some cards in the big auction right now that I'm actually looking at buying.
That's where all the great cards are. And you're not worried about the 23% because, like you said, that's the other guy's problem. It's going to be built into your price no matter what. You make a point. I think it's insane. But
it hurts the consignor. It doesn't hurt me as a buyer.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like it's 23% on top of the comp. The 23% is inside the comp.
Mm-hmm.
So no, it is what it is. Here's my thing, and we kind of talked a bit about this on Greg's Live. I think that the auction houses, like Al did on my last video, Al from Love of the Game, was very, came on, told his story, was really an upright dude talking about the rules and how much, he wanted to have ethical practices within his auction house. And so I feel really good bidding on his stuff, man.
I do too, but I can't wait up till 3:30 in the morning.
Yeah, I know that is a problem. But Heritage needs to get out in front of it and put Chris Ivy on somebody's show, on Jeremy Lee's show, and talk about
he comes out occasionally. He'll show himself.
So, yeah, that's what I think needs to happen. They just need to be a little more transparent.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, we know what it is. We beat it, till we're dead, to death. And I can't really say too much more about it other than the guys that are involved. And they've been in the hobby for a long time. I think they're scum for doing it. and allowing it, and then trying to talk their way out of it, and liars, and and then we'll go into something different during the petty minute. But then you have people like this collect this the company that's supposed to be a hobby watchdog, or it's supposed to be a tell the stories, and like the journalists, and you have your Ben Burrows, and they don't even report the damn story. I mean, they want to just sweep it under the rug. That's because you got assholes like P. Ryan. He's an investor in it, and these guys are all friends, and they just refuse to talk the truth to people. And it's really not very becoming. It's pretty ugly, and just it's so damn stupid. I mean, I can really see, we love the hobby, so we're not leaving. We'll make adjustments. We knew it was, I told you guys before, it's $1 billion fraud. I'll keep saying it till the day I die. I know it, and now everybody knows it, and I'm glad they know it.
I liked being in my little Pollyanna world personally, but
but
it's okay.
You know what, you were when you started. I mean, but like part of my job, I always felt, was to try to tell you. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah, exactly.
So everybody kind of knows it now, and it's not really going to be an issue going forward, I'm sure.
All right, well, let's shift gears.
Okay,
just love to. We're in your Trans Am. I just shifted gears. We hear the vroom vroom. I see the license plate behind you.
That's right, boy.
So Brett McGrath, had him on my channel. Great guy. Been on his channel. He did a little blog thing, and he was talking about this question. I kind of thought, wow, that'd be something good to talk about. And it has to do with your collecting lanes. And basically, he was asking the question: are you a curator or are you an accumulator? There's nothing wrong with being either one, but it has to do with your lane and basically your why. Why are you collecting something? So what do you consider yourself? Are you a curator or an accumulator?
Well, as far as cards go, and for memorabilia, I am more of a curator for sure. I mean, I think that I'm trying to limit myself and not be a hoarder. Limit myself to 800 slabs, 800 raw cards. It just feels about right for me. For what I'm trying to do. I don't see myself getting into sets. I don't have a special room that I set up just for cards. This is my office here. I have another room upstairs that I use also, but that's pretty much just for like the doghouse when I'm in, I need somewhere to sleep. Yeah. It's an extra room, like a suite, and I'll go up there and do my business up there. And I have my cards up there, occasionally go up there, but I don't want binders all over my wife is just not going to have that. What she sees here is just good enough for her. But talking about other collections, the things that I collect, other than that, is that I am an accumulator. Can you hear that? Yeah. I am, and I like to show this because if people are going to stop collecting, look at this with this beautiful.
That's beautiful.
This is what I like to collect. So I accumulate these, and I've been accumulating these since about 2005, since I started making a little bit of extra money. Before I even started
those when I was a kid, but they had foil, and you'd pull the foil off.
Well, those are the best ones for Christmas that we all had. You eat them, and also there's the other thing that people don't realize is there's silver too.
Oh my God.
And silver is really a nice metal. It's been really going up right now in value. So like if you want to accumulate, not everything has to be baseball cards. You can diversify a little. And what I like about it is you have something. It's not like a Bitcoin where you don't have anything. You have just air, pretty much, is what you have. You have fake coin. I like to hold myself a little. I like to hold things, and I like to collect. But I accumulate these over time, and it's funny because I've never considered it an investment. But as I look at it today, after it doubled in a year, it's been a much better investment than any Bitcoin. It's been a much better investment than any of the stocks I have and made. And it's an old school trick, Tony. I didn't just wake up one day and say, "Oh, I'm going to be a gold bug," or it's one of those things. People, even Dave Ramsey, who's very conservative, says, "You don't need gold. It's a waste of time. It's a waste." And the thing was is I like the way it looks. I like the way it feels. I like the way it makes me feel. It was something that was generational back with our grandparents, more so, I think, and it was more of an old school wealth building method,
Yeah.
and so that's where I learned it. And I never thought that I would be able to even afford one in my
Yeah.
life, let alone have a collection. And I just buy it for the accumulation value and because I like it, just like I like baseball cards.
Yeah. So
So
with
anyway.
me, I think I'm more of a curator. Now, if
Mhm,
you're collecting stuff, if you got more than one, you're accumulating it too.
mhm,
But basically what he was talking about was he was a Peyton Manning collector, and he found he was just getting Peyton Manning after, because in the modern stuff you can get 1,000 of them. He was just getting them just because he thought he needed another Peyton Manning, and then
mhm,
then he started thinking, well, why am I doing this? Like, do I really need this card? Wouldn't I rather do something with a little bit more meaning behind it? And that's when he kind of changed to what he called a curator. So in
mhm,
the beginning, when I first started collecting, I was a curator because I was making a collection, but I was also an accumulator. I did my Hank Aaron run, and I had guardrails on grades and where I wanted it to be
mhm.
with eye appeal. And then I did my mantle run, and then I found myself changing. And so then I started to be more about stories, whether it was Shoeless Joe Jackson and his awesome story coming from being a lint head when he was 8 years old, never going to school and working his way up and going to the big city, and he can't read or write. And I thought that was an awesome story. And then him falling from grace. So I started collecting him. Hank Aaron, I still have my Hank Aaron stuff, but I've started a signs. So that's another lane. I like the
Mhm,
sign stuff. I'm curating sign cards because that's part of a story. They held the card. I wonder where they were when they signed it, who they signed it
mhm,
for. I
mhm.
also have a lane where I brought a few right here. I'm collecting Nashville cards. So this is
Yeah,
the Red Sun back, and there's 17 of these Nashville cards from 1909. I've liked the Negro League stuff with the guys who came in and broke color barriers. So this one fits two lanes. It's signed and it's Minnie Minoso and it's a Carmelo Deportivo. I love
oh,
saying.
your Spanish is great now
So yeah,
too,
hey,
and
I
I
can
love
still
your lanes are you have beautiful
get
card lanes.
the Sam Jethro. He was one of those guys, one of the first African Americans to come in. And then
Mhm.
and then I know you mentioned sets, but I'm building sets because I love the Cracker Jack
And
cards.
that's one of the
They're
ultimate. That's probably the
absolutely
number one ultimate set in the hobby. I mean, you picked a good one, and I I can see where the fascination would be with that. I would love to have that. That'd be
so that's my
something
lane.
beautiful.
That's just a
That's
few of them. I've also got like a type one. I like the one of ones. That's a type one Larry Doby signed
yeah.
card image.
That's nice.
Then that one up there is a one of one. It's the only one in existence, and it's
That's where he tore his groin, right? Sliding.
yeah, it looks like it. But yeah, so I've gotten into some of that stuff.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, that I just think that stuff's cool. I love the
Yeah.
story.
I mean,
Right
and
here,
you collect balls. You have the Babe Ruth ball, and I love balls, as you can see. I like pictures. I like signed pictures still.
look at that. Branch Rickey and Jackie Robinson at the
Yeah,
dinner when he got his Rookie of the Year award.
that
And
is
it's got
sweet.
all the writing on it, and it's got the blurb that was in the paper right here.
Yeah,
So
that's
that
some
kind
neat
of
stuff.
stuff. It's a
Yeah,
story.
I love the new setup. Much better than the
So,
little couch
anyways,
you had.
that's my lane. So I got several lanes, but it's a passion
You have
behind
more
them.
lanes than the 405 freeway out
I
here.
do, man. I've been on the 405. That could be a little risky.
There's like 7 lanes both ways, and
Yeah,
you go nowhere.
you go nowhere. A lot of overpasses.
Mhm.
I tell myself I'm not in Nashville anymore. So,
That's for
so
sure.
anyways, anything else to add to the lanes or the curating, or you want to
No,
talk
I
about
mean,
your lane? What's
I
your
think
lane?
my lane is just right now. It's just collecting the best cards that I can with that are within my financial plan. I mean, it's I love all the cards from the 50s and 60s, and I did runs of those. So I guess maybe I was more of an accumulator at that point because I was trying to get them as fast as I could too. and knowing that someday I was working my way up. And I've made this comment many times that I should have worked my way back from the top up. And I think you did that. You came right in firing right from the top up and worked your
Yeah.
way down. So it worked out well for you. So I guess it all just depends where people are headed and that. And most importantly, it's it's your financial situation. And we're a little older than a lot of the collectors in our group. They're still in their 40s. They have kids still in school or what. I would not recommend buying the same shit that we're buying right now, unless
Yeah,
they're making, have a great income and have just an expendable income, because there's so
Yeah.
many more things that come first. You make sure your family and your financial future, and then
And
you
I'll say
dabble
this.
in this and collect what you like, and maybe
That's what
one
I
or
was
two
about to
big
say.
cards. Yeah, one or two big cards a year, maybe when you go to a show. Save
Well,
and
collect
whatever.
what makes you happy.
Yeah,
Don't
whatever.
collect what you think will make other people happy or what
Yeah,
you
because
think.
this is not a piss contest. I
It
don't.
is not.
It really is what makes you happy. Because in the end,
Yeah.
we go to sleep with these. Our family's going to end up with them at some point, selling them, and
Like you
so
don't give a crap about signed cards.
I
And it's
really
fine.
don't.
I
Yeah.
don't judge you for
But
that.
not
But
that I don't like them. I mean, because like there's certain, but the ones I don't like are the ones with the squiggly lines that are just signed like, and those are the ones that people are buying right now and they have to be tens graded
yeah,
by PSA when
the
they look
modern.
like shit. Or the
Mhm.
Michael Jordan 86 when he signs it and you can't even see the signature, and that
Yeah.
goes for $1 million. I mean, who the fuck would want that? If I can't see it, why would I want it?
Right.
Just because
But
it's one
my
of three?
point is I buy signed stuff and it never once occurs to me, oh crap, what's Petty gonna say? Because you know what?
I mean, because
I
I don't
don't
give a
care.
shit. Exactly. I mean,
Because it's what I like.
and then that's the truth. And the thing that's like that I can say, we're going to go over some cards that maybe we didn't do so well on or what. But
Yeah.
I've personally, I can't remember where I've ever had a feeling like, oh boy, I really got beat on that, or I really shouldn't have done that, or I don't have buyer's remorse.
Yeah.
I buy the
Yeah.
card, I get it, I enjoy it, I love to catalog it. I look at it lately. The card ladder has been a double-edged sword for me, because it's the first time I've really even looked at values, and then to see them every day go up and down. It's fun. I don't see it as being remarkably accurate, believe it or
Yeah.
not, but because it is just a guideline, and especially with all the fake data, it's like you can only do so much with it. They try to get the fake, you know, sales out of there. But the other night when I was showing my Willie Mays that I got shilled on with Shilstein, I go into the card ladder, and you can clearly see the shilled one was still in there, and then the one I bought, and then that I bought it the second time. So it's like they didn't do anything about that. I mean, I guess if right now if I could easily type in a correction, please take this out. It wasn't paid for, and I'm sure they would. But why should you have to? And
Yeah.
and how do they know if it's paid?
Right.
You know,
I don't know if they can.
especially when it's Shilstein's.
Well, you want to go to our 5 happy cards. It's at the end of the year.
Yeah.
It's our last one of 2025. It's our 10th one. It's crazy. We've already done 10 months of these. But a lot of people are showing their top 50, top 100s. I thought it'd be cool. This ain't necessarily our top. These are just 5 cards you look at that makes you have little happy feelings. So
It's
let's
funny that mine
alternate.
are funny. It's funny that mine are mostly some of my best, and 3 of them are the same, because how I
Well,
love
you
the
go
parallels.
first, and then
'cause
I'll go, and then we'll just alternate. So go
'cause
ahead.
I
And
want
show
you to
your
bring it
first
home.
happy card.
All right, so my first happy card is this
Ooh,
one.
That's
This is
happy.
the M116 blue
That's
version.
nice.
It is a beautiful card, and I like it because it has the PWCC trim and soak sticker on it. When it has that, oh, look, yeah, bring that, let them see that. Look at that thing. Oh my God. It's beautiful.
Yes,
Now it
it
looks
is.
backwards to me, but I
No, it's
I
right.
always wanted that, and it's something that I've been really lucky to get. Of course, I always loved the T206, and it just passed me by. I really can't ever afford that, but I can still afford these, and that was my number 5.
Okay, well, here comes my number 5. It's one
Okay.
I've talked about a lot, and it's the signed mantle that I got when I was a kid, the one where I met him. So I always got to show this one, and even if it gets tiresome,
And
that's
just for the
one.
record, that's one that I love.
Well, I mean,
Because not only did you get it when you were a kid and have the, the foresight to get that signed, the signature on it is remarkable. And it's a beautiful card. I mean, I can
and you know it's
understand why.
real. I saw the man sign it.
That's
So,
the
hey,
beauty of it. You don't need to
yeah.
tell you don't need anybody to tell you. All right, so this is the next card in the parallel, and this is the pastel version
Look
of
at
the
that.
M116.
It's a beauty.
And as luck would have it, it also has the trim
The
sticker.
trim sticker.
So yeah, I could always peel it off, I guess. But I just love the card. And it's funny because Blue Jacket Dave says they're very cartoonish when you look at them versus the T206. And he's
Whatever.
right. I mean, he's right, but it's still a great card.
Yeah. So mine that one actually has a history with me a little bit. So that's kind of cool.
Yeah, it does, because we bid on that one together at first, and then I was lucky enough to get a copy later after you dropped out finally. Thank God.
So
now they're
here's
gonna go.
my next one is one that it makes me happy. One of the reasons because it's a cool card, and I like rarity. I like cards with a story, and this one fits the bill. And I gave up a lot of cards for it. And it's the Tolateros Joshua Gibson.
What number is that one?
I don't know. It's some Josh Gibson guy.
No, it's your number 4.
No, I ain't doing these in any order.
They're no order. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I thought they were in order.
It just makes me happy to look at it.
Oh,
I can't put it on my shelf back here because it's worth too much money. But it has to be in a safe place. And so but
that's
makes me happy.
Gorgeous card. And then for me, my next one is the triple threat, and that it's almost as nice as having all those Ruth ice cream cards. Having these 3, it makes up for the one that I don't have.
You just need the one with the orange.
Yeah, that's all I need. That's all
you need to talk to Hunyak about that.
I'm like the jerk. Shit, Hunyak. Should throw me in the pool with the cards.
All right, I might have. Well, anyways, this is my 3rd one, and this one makes me happy, and because it fits some lanes. It's signed. It's a Cracker Jack, and one of my favorite books was The Glory of Their Times, and this guy's in it. So, and it's rare. There's not many Cracker Jacks signed. I mean, I think total like 6 or 7.
Yeah,
and
that's amazing.
So that's out of all that, both sets. And so to have that signed.
And in case people out there don't know, he threw the smoke ball. Yeah, Smoke Ball Joe Wood, Smokey.
They said before he hurt his arm that him and Walter Johnson, people said he threw harder than Walter Johnson. So he could have
got it all the way up there to 88. He couldn't even throw as hard as shoestring.
All right, what you got next?
Right. My next one is a Joe Jackson, a little Joey.
In a 6.
I know you have that, but this was a nice pickup. There was a couple of these in the auction, and I was lucky enough to win this one as opposed of another one that was out there, and was happy to get this one. Thank goodness. It's the blank back. So it's pretty rare. There's only about 4 of them. It's the second highest graded, I think.
Yeah. So that's one I could have put on my list too.
You've got 4 of them.
Yeah, I've got a few Joe Jacksons. So. But I could have put several of them. My next one, though, again, another lane, and it's several lanes, but this signed, it's raw right now. But the rookie Hank Aaron with
I really like
rookie Aaron signature with that loopy H. I don't know of another one in existence that has that. So it's rare. The man touched it, and I know he signed it when he was a rookie, and that's pretty.
And you have your grubby paws all over it right now.
I'm touching it, baby.
I got it all over the place. No, it is signed.
Yes, I did.
And that's rare too, because he normally signs, or a lot of the times he'll sign that in the orange. Maybe later in life he signed it in the orange, but that's
but
a
it's
gorgeous
ballpoint pen. It's a rookie era signature. The only way you're going to ever see that signature that I've ever seen it is on his contract from that year. He did his H that way. And if you go on eBay and you can find a 1954 Milwaukee Braves team baseball signed, he signed with that H. After that, he changed his H.
Yeah.
So it's like Mantle. So, anyways, just a cool card to me.
No, it really is amazing. And anytime you can get a pen signature like that, especially when on the card, it is much nicer than a lot of the other media, because when they push down on it, you can see it goes into the card, which I like. Like that one, you can clearly see it.
See the indention in it.
And I know you have a Jackie like that too, the one that says best wishes.
You might see that in a minute.
Yes, it could be. Who knows? And for me, I think that the best card that represents me is this card.
Yeah,
it's the rookie card that I call it. Everybody says it's not the rookie card. Well, at one time Bowman didn't really count, so I only counted tops back then. I was lucky to get this, as you know, the story of the $75 card turned into the $14,000 card.
Yeah.
And that turned out to be a good deal on top
Very
of it.
good deal.
Even though it's miscut off center and whatever, it's good enough for me. And I got a good deal. I like it.
My next and last happy card is actually 3. It's all the signed Jackies. Well, whatever. I can't get them.
It's the rainbow.
It's the rainbow. It's what you just did. So here we go. I got the 55, the 50.
Oh, I forgot about that one.
And
that's the one.
I love the best wishes. But look at that.
And for a 54, you see that's one that I do like also, because you can see the signature. Most of those 54s that are out there, you can't see it. Right? And that so that's great. Those are gorgeous. We showed some great cards for the end of the year. I don't do a 1 to 100. That was kind of like my 1 to 5.
Well, I'm thinking about doing a 1 to 100. I don't know yet. Or maybe 1 to 50. I haven't decided. I didn't do one last year. I did my not top 100 cards video, and I went.
People seen them, and it's kind of, I don't know if it's overdone. It's nice. It's fun for you.
I think it's cool.
It's fun to document it, and I kind of like looking at them. I was watching Mike Moynihan's countdown today. Somebody told me I should see that, and I love his
from Missouri too.
His new camera. I haven't seen that, and I know a lot of other people are doing it, but I haven't been spending as much time as normal on the video side of it. I've done a lot of it just listening and working, and of course with the holidays I didn't do much, but so that's that, I guess.
Well, with my moving, I haven't posted a card on Instagram. That's usually what I do too. I usually I haven't posted a card in probably a month, man, because all my energy's been gone into moving all my crap from my old house over to the new house and getting all the boxes emptied, and I just ain't had the energy or the wherewithal. I still have been getting a video out every week.
It takes a good 10 minutes and 15 minutes to come up with a card and write a little something up on it. You seem to like it a lot. You've got a great following. I got to feel
inspired though. I
tried it for a couple months, and I go on it now maybe every 2-3 weeks, and then I'll get an instant message or something from somebody that I missed, and it's not timely, because is there a way on that Instagram that you can set up, like when you get a message that it'll buzz you?
Yeah, you can set it up in your.
I don't know how to do that, so that's part of my problem, I guess. Is it just sits there. So,
all right, so we hit the 5 happy cards. So
that was pretty good.
So check mark. We're getting closer to the petty minute in the props. This is going to be epic. So, best move. What's your best move you made since you got back in the hobby?
Then
we'll talk about the
best move, I guess, and I think it's kind of important for collectors to hear this too, because a lot of times, you think, well, they got in early, or you kind of feel defeated, or the prices are so much higher. But back before the pandemic, so this is about 6 months before, I think it was like in June, there was talk about it that, oh, there's this thing, guess everybody, people falling over in the streets. And this was probably around June, and it's coming here, and it probably already was here. Truth be told, it was people were starting to get sick, but it wasn't full blown until like I guess October, November, until the clock turned. But people were fleeing the hobby, kind of like now they were predicting, the market's going to crash or it's the end. Kind of like a lot of now is the naysayers. And I want to make it clear that I'm not stopping my collecting or shifting gear or downshifting a little just because I think the market's going to crash or whatever. I'm not a doomsday. I don't really.
Are you talking about the card market?
Yeah, it's all related because it's an asset class, and whatnot. But anyway, the best deal that I ever made, besides that Mickey Mantle that I showed earlier, is I got 3 cards together. They were kind of like a string bet, but 2 of them were in the same deal, and then another one came up right after. So as I was getting those 2, I would have bought more. He had unbelievable cards that I didn't get, but I only wanted to be in, about 10,000 or so. I mean, this was a lot of money. It still is a lot of money, but this was 6 years ago, going into a possible pandemic. And these are the 3 cards that I got. I think I was about 10,000, a little bit more than 10,000. Check this out. Right, you have a really nice 2. I've since got it in a new holder, which it's just the regular Piedmont red, but it's beautiful. It is. It's got a little here and there, little scuff, but it came with this. Look at the, nice grade.
Yeah.
And a gorgeous card because, it's got no print marks. The back, it's got no gum.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
And it's just really, really sharp. And so I don't know what this, I think this is if people want to know like about what it, here's what I think about it is. I mean, it shows this thing's worth like 18,000. I don't know if that's right or not.
That's what I was thinking.
8, and then this one's probably about, I don't know if it's 4,000. I really don't know. It's not in here right there. And then I got this one.
Woo!
And he said, I remember he asked me, do you like corners or do you like centering? I go, you know me, I don't care. I take them both. And he says, well, this one's centered. And again, no print lines, and just gorgeous. Look at that. This thing is gorgeous. Absolutely. And then the back again. And true, it's my only BVG to this point. But I just don't, I'm never going to pay PSA or anybody else to crack it out. I don't need to hear it's trimmed. I don't need to hear any bullshit about, what it's not. What it is it was a great deal. So that card comes in as one of my top cards. And that's about 42, let's just say, on a bad day. And I wouldn't sell it for 50 because of the centering.
Yeah.
Because if you can't get
centering like rare on that.
Huh?
It's rare to get a centered card.
It really is. And the fact that they put it a 9 or showed us a 9 on there. So all those cards for little, less than $11,000.
Oh my God.
So those were the best deals. So don't be afraid, if the time is right or when the deals come up and they come to you, you sometimes you just got to jump at them and then just let the chips, lay. So those were my best deals.
Yeah. So mine were on eBay. Mm-hmm. The first one was when I picked up my Mantle. It was a PSA 3, 1952 tops that I've since let go of to land the Josh Gibson. That's another story. That was a good move in my mind. Now, some people think you're crazy. How can you give up a 52 Mantle? Well, I can get another one. Yeah. I can't get another Josh Gibson. So that's why.
And those are always moving up and down. So yeah, at some point, when it becomes important, and I'd like to see you get a signed one myself.
Oh yeah, that's $500,000 now. That's out of range. You never know.
Never say never.
And then the other one that I got on eBay that at the time, it was a lot of money, man. A couple of years ago, this Boston store, Joe Jackson, was just sitting there on eBay.
Why don't you show that? Can you show that single screen?
Yeah, pull it up.
Because that's one that I would love to have.
It's just sitting there on eBay, and I made the guy an offer, and he came off of it and accepted my offer. And at the time, I remember reaching out to Dave Blue Jacket and asking him about it. And he said, "Where in the world did you find that?" I said, "On eBay." He couldn't believe I found it on eBay.
Because
And
sometimes they know they'll put it there, they'll take it to shows and things like that.
that was like 2 years ago. That thing
Mhm.
has doubled, almost
Oh yeah,
doubled.
I mean
price.
they've been going up crazy, and they've got to have a correction. I think that people are so excited about the Hall of Fame right now and everything that they're going nuts. And I mean, you can find them if it's just not perfectly centered, or you'll be able
Yeah.
to get in there on a good deal on something. He only has what, in my opinion, he only has maybe 4 or 5 good cards. I mean, I don't
Yeah.
like that E90 dash one, the
You got
American
this one.
Caramel. Yeah, that obviously is one of the best, and that's the one that I would love to have.
And he's got the one you've got. That's just
Yeah.
3 main cards, in my opinion.
Mhm.
You got the Collins McCarthy, which is the same as the Boston Store.
Right.
Um,
And
but
any
yeah,
of those would be great if you can get a hold of them, but they're boy,
just
they're
not a
tough.
lot of them. He missed the big sets.
Yep,
So,
that's for sure.
So what's your worst? What's your worst
Okay, so
deal?
I've got a couple of worst bad beats. So let me show you how bad beats turn out. Because according to this stupid thing on wherever the hell this is, I know you remember this last Christmas. A guy I'd met at the Pasadena show, he was passing this card around, trying to see if somebody would buy it. And it was a pretty ugly card, off center, print defect on the front, a little bit of a crease, and but I didn't have it. And I remember showing it to our group. I go, "What do you guys think of this?" I said, "I think I can get a decent deal on it because it's just the guy needs." He happened to live like just about a mile from me,
Right.
so we ended up, and it was a tough deal, all in all. But I kind of stood firm, and this was the card that I got.
Oh yeah.
It's
Me
it's
pull you up.
the Babe Ruth
Yeah.
1921 E 121.
Yeah.
And it's classic. Now the one you have, has a little damage on the back, but it's centered. It's nice. Yours is a 1.5, so there's a huge difference between this card and yours. But the thing is it was in my lap. So I ended up paying $13,500 cash for it.
That's not bad.
I mean, it's not. It's probably worth it, but because what happened was, so now in July, one sold. Of course, it was on Probstein, and it was centered and it was nice, and it sold for like 17.3.
Right.
So did I do well? And according to this thing, it's worth 20,000. No, I'm not going to get. I'll be lucky to get my money back, but I like it, and so I think it's a beat.
That's all that's important.
But it was all at the time. It was all that I figured. Hey, it's the end of the year, Christmas time. The guy wanted the deal, forced it down my throat, and it worked out. And I like it. I learned to like it as time goes on. I like it more actually than I ever did.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that.
Mm-hmm. How about
My
you?
worst move was consigning a worldwide gum card to Ash, and it ended up getting stolen. And one just the same grade. When mine was actually better than the one that just sold on Love of the Game, just sold for I think over $60,000, and I paid like a little over half that for mine.
Yeah.
And it was worth 65 to 70 when it got stolen. So that was my worst move.
Yeah, that's bad. And one other thing that I wanted to highlight, I know we were only going to do one, but a lot of the talk about eye appeal and how great the moves are, and is it really worth it to pay the extra? But this as far as card ladder, I got this at the National.
Oh, that's beautiful.
It's a beautiful 2. Good. Just a perfect 2.
Yeah, it is.
But I paid up for it. I paid like $5,800 for this. And I think the price has gone up a little bit on 2s here and there, but I mean it shows it's my lowest ranked card at like 5,000. Sometimes it'll go to 48. So I lost like 1,000 because of the eye appeal.
Yeah.
So those are the kind of beats.
You know what I've heard you say before?
What?
Rather than buy a 2 that looks like a 4 and pay 4 prices, just buy a 4.
Right. I mean, doesn't it make sense? It makes perfect sense to me. I mean, but on this one, it was funny because that was the one where that the 4-leaf clover guy was looking over that air, and he was like taking about, which I don't blame him. It was a lot of money with Ash too.
Yeah.
Ash wasn't budging, and it had a little divot on the bottom. I questioned the grade, But then all during that whole time when he was doing with that with the air and we were there, Ash flipped me that card and I go, "What do you need for this?" And he told me, I go, "Is that the best you can do?" He goes, "Yeah, that's the best." He goes, "You can snap it out." I go, "Shut up. I'm not snapping it out."
Yeah.
I wrote him a check. I wrote that check. We left. I went to lunch with Mangini and Rick, and Eric was still sitting there with his hands like this, like trying to and thank God he passed. I didn't want to tell him, "Yeah, I don't think I'd get it," but yeah, he passed on it after like an hour, and hopefully he's fulfilled his dream. But yeah, I mean that's what happens. So if you want to, it's all how you look at it, I guess.
Yeah, it is. It's a beautiful card. It's
It
worth
is.
It
It
was
was.
definitely worth it.
Yeah.
All right, so here's your consignment story.
All
Let's
right.
do the first slide. This is before.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I want to talk about these SGC. So here's the thing that I want to show people: this authentic minimum size not met. Now I paid retail on eBay for this. I think I paid like $500. So it wasn't like I was getting a deal on it, but it was probably I just thought, "Hey, man, that's a really nice card." And then I said, "That thing is so tight in the holder." I go, "How in the hell is that minimum size?" I go, "At some point, I'm going to send that into PSA." And I did, and it probably looks better in the other holder.
Because
But
he did the baggie on you.
yeah, they put the baggie, but look at it, and it's I don't know why it's a 1, but it
But
is
it's a
what it is
number.
because it's
in a
PSA.
slab.
Yeah, I mean, but I just wanted to show people. I told this to a few people. I go, "I'm going to send." I had a couple of these minimum size that looked tight, and so
Yeah.
if I'm not trying to
Here's
game the
another one.
system. I paid for them, and that's another one, the Ricky Ritardo Honus Wagner with
Yep,
the minimum
so you
size
can
on
see.
that. And again,
Got
send
a
it into
2
them
on
and it
that.
gets a 2.
A 2 is an amazing grade on those Retirados.
That's pretty good. I mean, but it
Yeah.
was a nice looking card.
Yeah.
And
So
I
then we
paid
got
all
the
the money.
Clemente for mayor in the 6.
Yeah, I bought this with Theo.
Old slab 6.
Bought this with Theo the minute we got into Strongsville there. I mean, Chicago.
It's a beautiful
And
card.
I was on tilt and I couldn't buy it fast enough. I said, "I'm going to crack that out." It also probably looks better in the CGC slab, but I couldn't wait to get it out of that ugly holder.
Yeah.
And this is just as ugly that doesn't fit. And so like the difference between a 6 and a 4, there's no difference. It's the same
Yeah.
price. So basically
That's like this
though,
Joe Wood, man. Look
Yeah.
at that crap.
yeah.
It's
But in the
it's not
meantime-
centered.
I'm so against PSA, but here I spent more money with PSA this year, cracking cards out and just reholdering them, and it's been a whole year because it's not fast with them.
No,
It's not something that I'm ever going to do again. So
That's why
I'm
this
done with
bad boy
PSA.
hadn't been sent off yet because I don't want to not have it for 8 months.
I'm just tired of again. I'm gonna go back to my old way where I really stand for something, and I'll still buy their cards. I'm looking for them in their holders but I just don't want any of the upcharges. I hate grading. Never works out for us. It always makes me feel bad. Number one, you have to wait forever, and you just never get happy from it. You're always going to like, how the hell did it get this? Why the
I
hell?
got happy about my Josh Gibson at the National.
Well, you needed to get that holdered, but again, I think you probably paid an upcharge for that, if I'm not
Oh
mistaken.
yeah, definitely. Well, speaking of happy,
Speaking of upcharges,
you ready? Yeah, are you ready for the petty minute? What do you think?
sure. Yeah, do you want to show the Venn diagram first?
Are you ready for the VIN?
Well, I mean, we might as well talk about the elephant in the room. So tonight, guys, if you've hung around this long, you're going to get a petty minute. And I got something a little special for you tonight, because if you watched our Hobby Palooza episode, we started a new wing of the Hall of Fame, the YouTube Hall of Fame, which everybody just in YouTube community, they just love it. They love the way you vote. They love everything about it. And so we called it the Jackass YouTube Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
And we have Goof Wilson. Of course, he was in there, and our friend Gio, who, I'll give Gio a lot of credit because he had the 1 week moment that I called him out on, and then he called me a donkey. And he's kind of responsible for this whole YouTube jackass thing.
Yeah, you
And I kind of, and I told you before too, I just really like the guy. He's as transparent as he can be for being a shill.
Yeah.
You know, he's a breaker at heart. He's making his living doing that. And, you know, he's got a lot of good customers. He's trying to do things the right way. He starts his media company. He's got a lot of chutzpah. I'll give him that. And so he puts himself out there quite a bit. And so he's not leaving the hall. He's still in the Jackass Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
But we're going to add a few people tonight. I think normally we wait a year, but this is a special edition, and the recent developments is gonna call for some new Hall of Famers. So now I think we can show the Venn diagram to everybody because I want people to learn.
Oops, wrong one. There we go.
There you go. So this class, I like to once in a while I like to teach things. Tonight we're going to show you the Venn diagram of all the shill bidding cheater fuckers. And I love the way it's crossed out. But as you can see there, you look in the middle, and the two guys that started it all off were Jimmy the Greek Beckett and P. Ryan, talking so freely about shill bidding and defensive shill bidding.
Am I supposed to have started the clock already?
You can start it, but it's not going to help you because I'm going to go ahead.
Okay, well, you haven't even taken your blood pressure medicine. That's what.
Oh, well, I got it here. I mean, I'm going to take it. You go ahead. I'll take it right now.
Here.
Let me wash it down real quick.
All right, here we go. Wait, that's 10 minutes. We don't need to do that one.
I don't know about that.
Just screw it. You just go.
All right, I'm winging it. So here you got this two guys in the middle. P. Ryan, who it's the first time I ever bet on my own stuff. The first time. And a lot of people come up and tell me that my friends, we bid up other people so some other idiots don't get a deal. Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about. That's offensive shill bidding. And Beckett didn't want to walk it back on the hobby hotline. And you know what? All he had to do at that point, too, he had so many times to just say, you know what, it's not what I heard. If you misinterpreted or what, you know, go back. Let's go back and listen. And then Mike, he's not going to get in the YouTube Jackass Hall of Fame, but he really should have had the clip ready. And for that, you know, we're just going to let it go, but whatever. So he's a jackass. He is going to, Mr. Beckett, you are in the Jackass Hall of Fame. Congratulations.
I got to pull you up for that one.
Oh, pull me up for that one. Congratulations. Let's all give him a hand.
Yes.
He deserved it. Because you know what? All he had to do was say, I'm sorry. I'd like to move on. Those aren't my true feelings. I never did it. But whatever. But no, he had to triple down. And then he goes on. Let's look at that fucking Ben. He goes on with Goof Wilson first instead of Mike. And he just gets softballs tossed at him. I mean, you can't be more out of touch with the hobby at all. He's got his hobby friends with his hobby dinner. Enjoy retirement. I don't need to see you again. I love you, but you know, for whatever you did, you've been price fixing and manipulating the hobby your whole life. Congratulations. The fact you call yourself doctor, that's a joke. So that's the first guy. The next guy who was also on our Venn diagram there was P. Ryan. We talked about him ad nauseum. But as you can see, he's also was on Jeff Wilson. He's involved with all these fuckers. So he's a collector, and he's a very high-end collector. He throws away 50,000 like we throw away 500. And incidentally,
he accidentally bids on a signed Michael Jordan card just because.
But not only that, you know what? That's the only time I ever did it. Bullshit. You do it every time on all your shit, you and your hobby friends, and especially with the choir. And all these guys here on the side here, Mastro and Shilstein. It's funny how the Beckett, and they're all friends. You know what I mean? All hobby friends. My hobby friends don't look like these fucking assholes. You know what I mean? I mean, they might be assholes, like guys like you, Greg, Darren, Mookie, but they're not like that. They're good-natured, good-hearted guys and hardworking guys. And these guys are just trying to take advantage of people. So anyway, P. Ryan, come on down. you are the next member of the YouTube Jackass Hall of Fame. Let's all give him a round of applause. Good job, Pete. Hey, and the hospital's waiting for your $50,000 check, Skippy. Send it in, fuckface. All right, so that's the end of him. He's in. The next thing is, I want to talk about this Collect, CLLCT.
You don't even have them up there.
Well, that's these two assholes, Darren Ravel, P. Ryan. See, the funny thing is you must understand, P. Ryan is partners. He's an investor in that fucking thing. And so you can see Shilstein. I mean, this guy is a known shillbidder for so many years, 20 years. We showed how he shilled my card last year, and whatever. I allowed it. We talked about it. But Burroughs writes this puff piece in Collect. Oh, it's alleged he did this. Look, this was, at the very least, this was a fucking huge data breach. You took you a year to put that website out, and it was just horse shit. And why don't these guys need to call it out that it was unprepared and it was a fucking major data breach? If my shit was in there, I'd be pissed. If I'm those guys, and he still has cards for people, 50,000 from one guy worth of Pokemon cards that he doesn't know when they're going to get sold, how they're going to get sold. And then Darren Ravel, he's the main guy. These guys are supposed to be journalists. And he said, oh, I hate all you guys are out there talking about jail for this guy, for Shilstein. You know, you're not going to get it because it's in his bylines. Hey, asshole. It doesn't matter if it's in the bylines, if it's fucking illegal. All right? You can't put illegal shit in your fucking bylines. So is anything going to be done about it? No. But what these assholes should do, if they have zero credibility. If you look at Rich Miller in that SCD Weekly, he made a nice article on it, and he talked about it. But why don't you do some goddamn investigation instead of like protecting your friends of the hobby? I just find it offensive. It's disgusting. And so we are opening up a new writer's wing tonight of the Jackass Hall of Fame YouTube. Ben Burroughs and Darren Ravel, come get your fucking patch because you need it, assholes. Why don't you write some shit that people can fucking wrap their heads out instead of being a suck ass? All right, so that was the Petty Minute tonight. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Hopefully it was a good one. I tried to do the visuals, the props, but nothing's alleged. This is all fact. I don't think I put out anything that wasn't out there and that anybody didn't already know. But now it's time for me to put this to bed. I'm not going to talk about it again. We have 5 new. Is it 5? 4 new guys. No, 5. Because I forgot about Shilstein. He's in too. Shilstein, come get your patch because you made the worst fucking website I ever saw. Like literally, Geo could have done better for $1 million than you did. And then to just quit it. It's not like, oh, I'm going to fix it. We're going to work through it. No, we just close it down and go back to eBay. That's an even 5. 5 new members. Congratulations. Let's all give them a round of applause as we're ending our show. I think the Academy, everybody's happy. You can come see them. I'll send them their patch in the mail. So that want to make sure they have it.
Well, I love the props. I like the Venn diagram. There you go. Yeah,
it was
David
good.
Letterman throwing your thing back behind you there. So, Petty, it's been awesome, dude.
All right, man. I hope you guys understand all my fake outrage.
And then our next one will be right at the first of the year. So we might have to have some New Year's resolutions on there or something. We'll see.
Oh, my gosh. That'll be fun.
Yeah. Well, thanks, Petty. I appreciate it, buddy.
I love you, Tony. Thank you guys for watching. If you made it this far, we really appreciate you guys, all your comments and for really, it's been quite a ride.
It's been fun.
Thanks again. Appreciate
all
of you.
Well, and remember, Tony loves his baseball cards.
Yes, he does.
Tony